Hello and welcome to the Hat Chat podcast.
Hello.
Hiya.
It's episode number 183.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's right.
I'm Chris Trott.
Hi, Chris. I'm Ross Hornby.
I'm Alex Smith. Thank you, Jonathan Cortez, for that lovely fingal there.
Yeah.
Real dainty little piece with some strings, and they're from Chicago.
Is that Jonathan with an H or not? Because I put Jonathan without an H.
It's
Originally.
J-O-N-A Thon.
That's so I did get it right. So Craig got it wrong. I'm just going to call him out now.
All right. Sorry you spelled your name wrong.
Sorry, Jonathan.
We didn't do shit.
Well, now
but we are
it's
praising
fine.
your work. Thanks for sending a finger into hatchat@hat-films.com.
It's a really special day today.
Today, the 12th of December.
12th of December, 2009.
Yeah.
It's when we made the Hat Films channel. I saw it in the back end today.
Today's
Amazing.
a special day.
So 15
Holy
years
shit.
old.
That's crazy.
The birth of a channel.
The birth of the
God.
channel. We're 15
that
years
began.
old.
Did we upload any videos at the time? Do you know?
I think we just made the channel.
That's why it
Maybe
was
we
just
did like
a
interview
placeholder.
with Chris Trott.
I don't know if we did it on day one, though.
It wasn't day one. But we made it with intention
That's
to
it.
upload silly stuff.
That's
That's
crazy.
the beginning of
But yeah, that's
what
when
this is.
the channel was established, apparently December 12th.
Well, good
2009.
catch, because we've missed some big ones in the past, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
And,
It was such an underwhelming notification in the back end as well. It's your birthday, and then the button underneath that's View Analytics. And it just goes to the analytics page.
And what did that tell you? Just like, since your birthday, this is the views or something? What does it say?
It just shows you the analytics page. Literally just the last 28 days.
what it shows you
Okay.
is in 15 years, YouTube still doesn't give a fuck.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Years
it,
later,
that's what it
the
boils down
time
to.
you've dedicated
Yeah.
Just
to
doesn't
it.
care.
Somebody somewhere
A
surprised
soft
you.
shrug in the background. Oh, yeah, you're still doing it.
We're
Cool.
keeping
Yeah.
server costs alive for your shitty channel of 15 years.
Well, I feel like
Yeah,
somewhere in YouTube, someone's going to realize that they've been taking revenue from creators for the last 20 years. You know, I reckon that it seems like such a badly run and badly connected company from the content creator side of the experience. We've had, so for the first, 5 years of Hat Films, there was only 2 people in the whole UK that were responsible for how YouTube
Oh, for us.
liaised with its
All
creators.
the reps. Yeah.
Yes, there were a few reps.
So you had people within the UK,
Yeah.
you know, the Yogscast being an excellent example. You know, Yogscast were one of the biggest channels at the time, I think, and they were making YouTube and Google huge amounts of money via ad revenue. And there's just barely any communication with them at all. And then eventually, reps would turn up and try and start give us information or advice on try doing this.
It wouldn't be much
Try-
more than you'd get by Googling, how do I make a YouTube channel?
Exactly.
That's the thing, that their advice was very much just like, yeah, we can't help you really, but just here's an
This is the
idea. And it's
thing,
just like,
yeah.
you can get that from any kind of tutorial or whatever on YouTube
and
or
how it works
online.
nowadays is we get an email through once a month saying, hey, I'm your rep. Book in a one-to-one with me. I'm filling up fast. And then I just know that that's going to be an online call with someone that just doesn't know the questions we have questions for. We don't have answers for. So it'll be like, so how do we get more views? And is our channel blacklisted? Is there something in the back end you can do to check? It's going to be all the generic shit of maybe stop swearing and maybe stop doing this and that.
Maybe change up your thumbnails.
Yeah, try a new thumbnail.
It's just all those things that you'd think of before you even post a video anyway.
YouTube, by and large, and being people who have, much like yourself, if you're members or if you've contributed to us in the past via YouTube, they take your money and provide a terrible service. So there's that. How do we get onto YouTube bashing?
15-year anniversary.
Yeah, of course. And then they wouldn't even think to have something exciting and celebratory like that to even mean something to the creators. Because there's no relationship between the amount of money that we've made them, the amount of time and effort we've put into the channel. There's just none of that. There's no tracking of any of that kind of thing. Unless you're like Jake Paul or one of the top 10 creators that live in LA and YouTube want to make their entire brand about you. It's just like Etsy or being on eBay, isn't it, really?
Well, just the
I think the
small
way to
businesses
be-
at the bottom.
Yeah.
The way to be successful is probably be based in America. I think that's the one big hindrance.
Based in America is a big help. I guess breaking America is a big
Breaking
deal.
America.
Because obviously you've got such a wider market. Most of our audience comes from the UK anyway. And then it
There
kind
were
of
times where
starts
we used to
trickling over
VPN
the
and
US.
upload from the American YouTube to see if that made a difference. It doesn't.
I don't think,
I think
nothing
it's our
noticeable.
channel.
Yeah, nothing noticeable changed.
I just think it's us as well.
Oh, of
It's
course.
probably
Yeah,
us.
of course. Well,
I think it's us.
And this is the thing. Obviously,
We're the problem.
I think if you were to advise anyone who was starting a YouTube channel, you still need to say that it is mostly luck still. Like,
Almost
you have to have
certainly.
an idea, of, obviously, but luck is a huge factor in it, and then it's just holding on to that for as long as possible, which we've clenched our fists tightly and held it for this, which is quite a long time, really. What, 13 odd years?
Yeah.
Phil,
Most people would have boomed and busted by now, but like we're like one of the, huh?
Oh, shit.
We've lost.
What? We are still
we've
on
lost-
audio.
We are still on audio.
No,
yeah.
the well,
Yeah,
that's
Technically, but
true,
we can I can pause it and then.
So
cut
a
it.
funny thing that's happened right now in a hat chat is our live stream PC
Live stream
just
PC just died.
Blue screen.
blue screen,
But
so
the
you'll,
hat chat continues.
Yeah, so if you're
Yeah.
listening to us right now, this is how quickly we can recover from a crisis.
Exactly, the crisis is happening. and
Start the timer. Start
Luckily,
the timer. Now.
I do have a backup, so I record on the laptop that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
If you were to watch it, but it can't because it's bloody gone blue screen.
But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for supporting us all these years.
Yeah.
You have meant that we are still here.
Yeah.
And that we're still able to do this job, which is a
Oh
great
no!
job.
YouTube just said we're shutting you down. Your ass is down.
I wonder if
I
that's. I mean,
see,
I know this is
see.
on. This is streaming on Twitch and YouTube, to be fair. So
Yes.
they could have just heard what we said,
Pulled the plug.
used the algorithms to be like, they just said this about us.
They sent a Trojan
Well,
to the PC.
Now they'll see our value and then cut us off.
Yeah.
But they inadvertently cut us off from Twitch as well, which isn't their
Bastards.
property. So
that's
there you go.
unfair, really. And I think YouTube has just declared war on Amazon by the sounds of things. So they've hit Amazon Web Services as a preemptive strike.
Do you reckon it's like nukes where they're just ready to go with the big guns to like
Yeah.
just annihilate each other
They're going to
on
deploy
a
their
software
best
level? Yeah.
their best bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit! I nearly poured myself. I hate these things. I nearly just dunked. I did this.
It's referring to the lid that.
It's
the
the lids
lid,
that are
obviously
stuck
no-
on bowls.
So, and there is a good reason for that. It's because I think somebody was walking along a beach and was pointing out all the bottle caps that were loosely on their own. And I think the intention is that the larger the bottle, the more plastic stays together.
Right.
Less
That makes sense.
smaller particles.
You're gonna more likely
in
to recycle.
the scheme of things.
Put it into
Even
a
though
bin.
it is annoying to have to push it to one side.
I violently rip them off now
So you just actually take it off your
And throw
menu.
it.
I mean, yeah.
in anger.
I think it's annoying that plastic makes it into the ocean at all.
Well, yeah.
So beyond wind carrying things,
Yeah.
right? So the reason that the plastic is going into the ocean is because somebody hasn't put it in
It's
a
being dumped.
closable bin. And then that transport needs to go to somewhere that, again, doesn't get blown away. But I do
It
think
also gets shipped off to
it's-
countries and they just dump it into the
Well,
ocean.
of course. And that's absurd
Like,
as
that's
well.
the other thing, is where
Yeah.
they get a surplus of it and they're like, oh, we can't deal with this much and dump it.
Yeah. I'd love it to be a focus of like, trying to create super clean environments. I mean, the whole like rivers situation in the UK is obviously a big one. Like
Yeah.
it seems like I'm
Sewage.
hopeful and I look forward to a time when we get our act together and start all these nice, natural, amazing spaces we have start actually like getting looked after again.
Well,
and they
'cause,
become
what was it the other day?
awesome.
So,
I've got maggots in my
sorry?
in my office.
Whereabouts?
The 3D print. I'm trying to
Wait,
encourage them to
wait,
eat my
wait.
plastic.
You have not real maggots.
No, I've just got I got a whole floor of them,
Oh.
and I'm throwing filament on them to hope that they evolve to eat the plastic.
It's
I
just
mean,
we
it
have
might
had
work.
maggots in our like
I don't
third year
think just maggots.
uni home. So, I mean, I appreciate
I'll try
maybe-
different insects.
Yeah.
No,
No, but,
there are certain
Worms?
bugs, aren't there?
Yeah,
That eat
yeah.
There is a plastic eating
Plastic.
bug
yeah.
breaks it down.
which I think they're working on figuring out how to make that
Scale up.
workable. Because what does it excrete if it's eating it? More
base
plastic?
I think carbon or like
Yeah.
base
Really?
components that are then easier to recycle.
Exactly.
Because it's not just literally just making it into a tiny amount of microplastic for us all to just ingest in
Puts it
our
back into a
bloodstreams.
filament reel, ready to
Yeah.
reuse. They just poop out like a spider web.
So
I think the idea is that like the problem with disposing with plastics is that they're complex. It's to break down the bonds, right? To make them recyclable, to break them into the constituent parts. It's a lot to do. But by using bugs and special, I'm guessing enzymes within their digestive
Yeah.
system.
It's a bacteria.
It's a bacteria
Jesus.
that breaks down the bonds.
Idionella sacchanesis.
Okay.
There's got to be a
poorly.
cool nickname for
That's
that.
probably an easy way to say it as well, probably. This bacterium was the
plasticinator.
first to be discovered to use plastic as a food source. It was isolated from a sediment sample outside of a plastic bottle recycling facility in Japan.
Amazing. It did literally.
And it can break down and
evolve.
consume polyethylene terephthalate.
Yeah, it's right. It's not a spelling bee.
It's difficult, guys. I can't say some of these
Yeah,
words.
big- crazy
is there an
words.
acronym for that? Because there are different types.
PET.
PET.
Plastic.
That's
Yeah.
used in all plastic bottles. And
Okay, so
most.
that they consume that. Vibrio natrigens. Okay, those researchers have genetically engineered this saltwater bacterium to break down PET.
That's cool as hell.
They did this by incorporating the DNA from Ideonella sarconiasis
And the blood of a frog.
into a plasmid, which was then introduced into the Vibrio natrigens bacteria. I've said all these things wrong.
Now, is this something that they can gain energy from and therefore survive? Or are they just dying every time?
I'm not sure.
I assume it's something they can thrive and reproduce on.
It's a good point, because if you had to put energy into the system, then it would be almost
redundant. Yeah.
The other thing is like, where I thought you were going, which is another interesting idea, is the bacteria is probably exothermic in that it creates heat. Maybe you could create
power source.
A mild geothermal power source for
Have
the
it in our
breaking down of
radiators.
plastic.
Feed plastic in.
So basically, we have
heat comes
radiators in our homes that we then just put like plastic bottles into.
out. You just throw your plastic waste into.
Well, you put it into a plastic shredder that then goes into like a grinder at the top of your radiator.
Like a coffee machine.
Into what is a hub of bacteria that's about to eat it.
Oh no,
and
my
then
cat's
your
gone into
radiator
the
will be
grinder.
warm for a few hours and then
How many cats in the
Rinse,
grinder
repeat.
situations do you think you get from?
many.
Yeah, so many.
Put a lid on it.
Kittens
Get a lid.
especially.
Kittens especially.
Or like a step flap that you step on it and then blink, opens
Yeah.
up the like a can.
What are you doing, Step Flap?
Oh my god, step flap.
Stop it, step
You
flap.
look stuck. Step flap.
There's a cat stuck in my Step Flap. How's the coffee machine?
My coffee machine.
Yeah, Ross
It's
has
actually
got
really good.
a really fancy new coffee machine that
Well,
I'm jealous.
you say this. I looked
it's
into
not that
coffee
fancy.
machines.
What's exciting is it's a accessible coffee
It's an
machine,
accessible coffee machine.
Accessible and quite modernized one.
And it's not. This isn't. We're not
not an
trying.
advert?
It's not an ad. I want to clarify because obviously this is a well sought after coffee machine. It's been
maybe
selling out everywhere.
Don't raise awareness because I kind of want.
Do you
one.
drink
You
a
can
lot?
want- well,
like I was
check
gonna
the
ask-
website because I think they came in
will.
stock like a couple of days ago.
Strap in because this is about to get boring. Tea and coffee and the uses of those two things, right? So
Right,
like
okay.
I've been trying to pay attention to getting a good sleep and things like that because like busy days
Ugh.
and I want to make sure everything
sleep.
is going great. Exactly. And I know I drink a lot of tea and coffee. And so like,
Do you?
and I saw a really funny thing the other day about how like tea and coffee in the mornings, right? When you
Right.
first wake up, I prefer a tea
Yeah.
because I find coffee's too extreme, right? And somebody's
Okay.
described it as
Extreme.
the prison
I wish
warden's
I
wake
felt that
up.
way.
The
I wish I did.
The prison warden's wake up is coffee, and then I can't remember how he described the other one, but it's like the gentler wake up. So it's like tea's like, oh hello mate, time to
Yeah.
get ready for your day. Let's go. And coffee's like, come on, we're going. You know,
But
like
it
Yeah, that's
completely
true.
depends because like, well, this is the thing you can set this. It says it's called a Ninja Cafe Luxe, and it's 500 quid or 550, I think. Are they available? See, they're available now. You can order it right now if you wanted to. He's thinking about it.
Fucking
And the thing is, I've been like
what?
when you consider the.
Well, you've already done it.
Yeah,
You've already, we told it.
right. It's not an example. It's in
It's
stock.
hard to get hold of.
He's ordered one. Right. Just then.
But I'd say it's a really good
Wow.
purchase because, like, if you're not like, I don't know, some of the ones I saw in John Lewis were like 1,600 quid.
Yeah.
And, like, the
It's crazy.
Same.
It is. It's great value. I mean, I'm sorry to sound like such a fucking corpo shill saying it's great value. but,
550
like, when
quid is an
yeah,
accessible amount for a coffee
Exactly.
machine.
When
But-
other coffee machines are fucking over £1,000.
This is
The thing is,
exactly.
like, you can get once you start reviewing these things on YouTube, suddenly it becomes your feed.
All my
Coffee
feed,
enthusiasts
all
and
my
stuff.
feed is latte art
Yeah,
because I can't do it for shit.
Is it really hard?
And it's Craig will tell you it's really fucking difficult.
bit of this, isn't it?
And it's like
It's
when,
really
when you walk
difficult.
into a coffee shop, they do it instantly, like it's
Yeah.
nothing. And obviously, it all depends on the crema that you've got as well.
There's
and
a really
the
funny-
way you've done your milk. It's just fucking crazy.
There's a guy that's like really into his coffee at the place that we get coffee from now and again, and he was just like bantering with the girl that's been there for ages.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh man, 24 grade, you're a mental woman. That's crazy. Whoa, look at the crema on there. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Well,
How'd you
the
do
grind
that?
was 24.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. That's crazy.
Is that what's so crazy
Well,
about
it's just
it?
strong. That's that's a thick. That's thick.
Is that like Turkish coffee?
Well, so this
Like-
machine will it'll grind it all for you, and like
It'll weigh it
it'll
and
weigh
all
it.
that
And
stuff,
it's got
yeah.
scales built into the grinder. It's got a little foamer, but you can also manually do the
Foaming
steam
yourself.
as well, which
Yeah.
is recommended. But to be honest, it does a good job just on its own.
So
And yeah,
going to habitual
really good.
home use,
Yeah, yeah.
couple of questions. How many coffees a day do you think you're now drinking?
Like
First question.
2.
2, okay.
Yeah.
So bags of coffee.
enough to practice my
How many
latte art.
bags of like 10-pound coffee, should we say? do
Well,
you
so
buy,
I bought like a
beans-wise?
250, no, it's a 200 gram bag. I got it from
That's not
Coffee
very big.
Number One, which isn't very big now.
It's like a little.
That was a £5.
Yeah,
for that one. That was just a coffee number one, like tester. I literally just went in there.
That lasted you quite a while as well.
And it's lasted, how many coffees do you reckon you get out of that? About 12, 15, maybe, for a £5. When you consider it's like £4 now for a coffee, that's not, it's not bad. I think I worked out that if you're just covering the cost of the actual machine, 138 coffees and you're done. Which is, sounds like a lot. You're not going to have 138 coffees like in a very short space of time.
Well, how many do you think you could have if you?
I think I've already probably made like 30.
Yeah.
Since I've got it.
Do you have it? Do you have a setting you like now in terms of do you change?
Yeah. So I've made it a little bit stronger.
It's got a setting.
It recommends the settings. Yeah. So it has a recommender. So like it recommends I grind it at 8, but I was grinding it at 15 earlier because I wanted it a bit stronger, a bit more flavor having. You kind of just mess with it, so it's pretty good for that.
I just love it.
Anyway, but it's just enjoyable to have your own coffee and not have to spend the extortionate amounts I have been spending at coffee shops. And now I just take this little thermos everywhere.
And you feel bad about getting those takeaway cups as well.
Yeah.
So now that's less of a thing.
And you can make it how you want it. So that's good. Anyway, our audience has finally come back to us on the videos.
That's how long it took.
If you are listening back to this because you missed a chunk,
we mainly talked about Ross's new coffee machine,
which
is also now Trott's new coffee machine because he literally just ordered one whilst we were talking about it.
I wanted one for a long time.
Yeah, it's the Ninja Cafe Lux. It's a great coffee machine. The reviews on it are fantastic and it's really usable.
And unless you're like, you want to
what's it called, the Ninja
Cafe Lux.
Yeah,
and it's really useful. And but again, we aren't sponsored.
The right one.
They're sending out left, right, and centre. I think you did get the right one.
Lux Cafe Premier.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Espresso machine ES601 UK is
and you feel like a barista. You feel like a barista. I've got like an old coffee bar set up now. Like? I've even got the little spindly thing that you brush the.
You massage the.
You brush the ground
Does that
coffee.
Aerate, like put air in there?
I think it's supposed to just literally evenly distribute, but it's really good. It comes with its own tamper and stuff.
Because you can get blockages and things.
Not selling it. You can take the photo down
from trusted reviews.
But it's good. It's. I've got it recently, and I can't get enough of it. I'm having too much coffee. Although it does really good hot chocolate as well. As in, like, just because you put the foam setting, really nice hot chocolate. Get a decent hot chocolate, make a little mix, and then pour the milk in. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so that's that.
That's Ross's coffee machine.
Yeah.
I'm interested by technology. We were talking about this just before, but wireless LEDs just blowing my mind right now.
Wireless LEDs.
Just discuss.
But is that using the same technology as wireless charging, basically?
I guess.
So it's like just near a coil that's like giving off.
They managed to make the chip that is attached to the LED small enough to be like an independent thing now.
And you're going to try and apply
a coil
in
nearby
minis.
that's like a power source. Then the closer you get an LED to it, it lights up. It's just incredible. I'm going to get so many and just put LEDs in everything.
I mean,
cool. I find wireless charging more impressive than that, even though it's obviously quite low charge. But like because you're just charging something by slapping onto what is essentially a magnet.
I will say Apple's MagSafe thing, where they apply a magnet to the charger, was genius. Where it's just like you slap it on, it locks into the correct place, and then charges.
It's useful.
That's the next level.
What I don't really get is how these magnets aren't interfering with everything.
I know,
because the magnets in the back of those phones, in our phones, they're right near screens, and if I just grew up knowing that you don't put magnets near screens. That
was the older technology. Nowadays, magnets don't really affect current technologies.
I guess it's because there's no ferrous material inside the screen or something like that.
Basically.
Someone's accusing me of influencing Trott, and I have influenced you.
And
maybe even Smith.
I was looking at that machine before.
And the thing is, I've not even actually like made you a cup of coffee out of this thing yet.
No.
So
I think we both discovered this, but I think I knew about this machine before you.
Yeah, we all get honestly, the same YouTube recommendations.
We do.
Guys.
Yeah.
I saw the videos as well. We saw the same Australian guy, whoever it was, getting way too high on caffeine, and I don't even know why. I mean, I love Ninja stuff as well, and I've got the fucking Ninja foodie thing. You know,
the air fryer.
Yeah.
I've not tried that. I've not air fried.
Which is just like everybody else.
But I don't feel like I've got room for the air fryer now that I've got a coffee machine in my kitchen.
No, they're fucking big appliances.
They're massive.
You've got to suspend it from.
Well, it's another oven. You need another space for essentially.
Yeah.
Whereas my oven is a rattly piece of shit that I inherited from the house, and if it gets to a certain temperature, the fan comes on the back, and it rattles like crazy. It takes
How
ages.
come you haven't replaced that one then?
Just haven't got around to it because we've got the air fryer.
Fair.
And also we just deal with it.
And you just bought.
It's one of those things, isn't it?
I made some beef last night in an air. That was in my
There's a picture
combi
of tasty
cooker
beef
thing.
Did you sous vide? No, that's not
No,
right.
that's
you air fried beef.
It's a steam roasting. So you put the jus and gravy at the bottom of the thing.
I would say that top half is looking pretty well done.
That's too done. But I mean,
I guess it's one of those things you learn how long you put these things on.
Exactly. It was the first time. But that was a kilo of beef in 20 minutes.
20 minutes, fucking hell.
It's not a particularly good picture. I was just kind of, what do I do with that? Do I just hold it up vaguely in front of my... No, you don't get to see the picture.
It's basically just it's a bunch of meat
in an air fryer, right?
On a chopping board.
Anyway, let's move on from kitchen appliances. What have we got?
Let's have a look.
Hilarious news this week.
Hilarious news.
There's always
some
alien
funny
updates.
news.
Man, let's talk about alien updates, but like not in like the...
general sense.
Yeah, more just like the fact that there's loads and loads of sightings of, I'm not saying they're aliens, but like aircraft or
Unidentified.
Unidentified aircraft in the US at the moment and in other places. But what's most interesting is the whole New Jersey thing. So it seems like New Jersey is like, there's just loads and loads of unidentified aircraft and none of the local police, the FBI are involved, all this other stuff.
What's happened with the UK American bases?
Well, I guess the same sort of stuff.
It just kind of died out, or is that still going?
I don't think it's died out. I think they're just nobody's giving any answers, and beyond just like
they're turning off nukes,
owning a light aircraft and going up there and looking yourself. There's not really much you can do because they fly at night at a distance, and even people with really good cameras can't get particularly clean shots of them.
This is why we need our UFO camp out greenlit, so that we can
see it for ourselves.
Get some
technology.
real answers. I'll send a drone up there.
Most of this is happening in New Jersey, in America, right?
Yeah, exactly. The main one I was talking about then is New Jersey. Yeah, that's getting the most press because like law enforcement and local government and larger governments are actually like making statements about it and going, we don't know what this is. I'm not saying it's aliens. It's just kind of interesting, even from the point of
someone is.
Yeah, if they're just like reconnaissance drones or if they're hobbyist drones, apparently they're very large. So about the size of a car.
It's just
not
weird
bigger.
that if they were surveillance or reconnaissance, why they're not more obscured.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just weird that they're like right there.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe, it could be a really mundane answer, like there's some local aerospace company that's just testing a load of drones for use.
Do you feel like they would if it was actually an official company, they'd inform someone?
Well, this is it.
But if they're flying, they're not supposed to be flying anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Military base.
This is what's so confusing is like, it seems like there would be a mundane explanation, but then the local government got involved and they're all like, yeah, no, we don't know what it is either. So you're like, well, it's not that then.
Maybe it's not designed to be hidden. It's more indestructible.
Yeah,
possibly. It's like even if we're there and you can see us spotting you can't do fuck all about it.
So this is one of the theories as to why, one of the ideas as to why governments or whatever, even if there were unidentified things that aren't necessarily proven to be like spies from other countries, like spy balloons, for example, which do exist.
Spalloons.
What's that balloon that everyone keeps saying that these sightings are actually, these shiny balloons?
Mylar
balloons.
So that's a material, yeah. So when you go to theme parks, you get like the shaped balloons and stuff. Yeah. It's a really durable material.
Right.
So like
it just exists in the upper atmosphere.
If you let it go, exactly, it doesn't let any gas out. So like it'll just keep going up. But it's just strange. Yeah, it's. I'd love.
Someone's asking here. Just recommended news source for UAPs.
Just Reddit. I mean, I'm just looking at stuff on Reddit. It's just nothing. Reddit, again, don't trust anything you read. I'm not living my life based on this being aliens. Is what I'm saying.
I do sell antennas though, and there's a specific radio frequency that I broadcast on that the police can't pick up on if you want.
Pretty good.
24-hour news.
Yeah. Actually, that does bring me to this question, which I saw.
Just 1 second. The point is what you made, basically. It's like one of the strongest arguments, I think, as to why governments, etc., would keep on just going, we don't know what they are and we can't do anything about them, is because they can't do anything about them. Like literally that. And the more that they have to say that, the more embarrassing it is, because it makes people feel less and less safe.
So it's like, wow, so another technology in another nation is... breaking our defenses,
spying with impunity,
or it's external alien stuff which we are not equipped to deal with. Either way is bad because you can't get on top of it. It's happening more and more. Very strange.
So an article here just which I feel is relative, it's just explaining which side, does it matter which side of the aluminium foil faces up
when protecting your own brain?
Which obviously I think this is in terms of
the
cooking,
shiny on the matte side.
Maybe we need to know, because obviously we need to put those hats on at some point.
Isn't the inside just shiny because it hasn't oxidized yet?
Well, this says the difference between the shiny and dull sides of the aluminium foil have nothing to do with how it performs. So we can put those hats on.
Well, it depends if you want to use it as a mirror or not.
What is it? A flavor thing then?
I don't think it makes. I don't think it makes a difference. I think it's what they're saying. It comes down to how the foil is made. So I don't think so. Even if you're looking at the dull side or the shiny side,
Well,
I always put. What preference do you have?
I'd put the shiny side out. Usually.
So it's busy. Yeah. So it's
like it's a
dull side
spectacle.
in, shiny out. I think that's always.
But
how I've
again,
done it
we're
as well.
using it for heat-based things, right? And it just needs to be an insulator. Whereas if you're using it for light, bouncing light around, which I often do,
You're always bouncing light
I try
around.
and smooth out foil
Yeah.
as much as possible and use them as mirrors where I can.
Oh,
This is something
You want the shiny side.
a lot of people don't know this about
Yeah.
Trott. So he only has one actual light source in his home.
Yeah, and I have to bounce.
Everything
Crazy.
else.
it's
is
like that thing in
bounced
Indiana Jones
light.
where he turns that one mirror and it lights the
I'm
entire.
technically not in a
room.
home. I'm just in a hole which has
Yeah,
one light
and that
source.
one shiny light source, you then tilt a
Bounce
mirror
around.
just right, and then it suddenly illuminates the entire
We've all seen
building.
like Indiana Jones.
That's it. Yeah.
bouncing-
He walks into a room and
It's a good
"Can you turn
way,
light
yeah.
on?" Then he just sort of taps a mirror.
That's
so
why
it's
you're
all
so
on.
fascinated by the magnetic lighting thing we just discussed with
I can
the
have
wires.
wireless light in my
You
house.
have wireless lights.
I think I'm obsessed with aluminium foil, and not just because it's great for smoking drugs, but like because it's one of these things that I think one day when we're all using rocks again to bash open the skulls of urban foxes we're feasting on, I
After
feel
the
like we're going to
nuclear
look at
fallout,
things like
yeah.
aluminium foil and go like, wow. Like we
got
just
to
had
that point.
sheets and sheets of this thin,
Which we
rolled
could
up.
essentially wrap ourselves in and keep warm for the night.
Yeah, but it's just it
Like you
just
could.
seems crazy. It's like treasure to
should.
me, aluminium foil. You know, like that metal
treasure,
is,
yeah.
it's quite remarkable.
It's
Have you ever
so
seen it?
pure as well.
Yeah.
Like the way
Yeah.
it comes out is just
It
like
does something
it's a
nice about
pure
it, yeah.
sheet of aluminium.
Have you ever seen someone completely like cover someone's like lounge? In,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrap it in tinfoil.
Yeah.
The effort involved is actually astounding.
They did it
Like,
down
there's
to
a lot of time.
the individual like desk objects and things like that. If they go to that level, you're like, fair enough.
To also just like wallpaper the walls and
That's
stuff. It's
so
just like
much money,
the time you've taken to do that.
It's just
To make it look like a weed grow room.
Yeah. And it's just like a prank. It's like, oh, now I've got to unwrap it
that's
all,
going to be
which
a
is
hot
funny.
room as well. If the
Yeah,
sun
yeah.
gets in there,
Just in there like, you okay? Yeah, man, it's
this is great.
nice.
It's great.
Don't know if I'm getting a tan, but I'm certainly red.
Aluminium. Yeah, you're right. With the post-nuclear fallout and dystopic future that we're all facing,
How many vape batteries do you think a roll of aluminium foil will cost?
what in the new currency?
Yeah, when we're using 18650s as our primary form of currency.
Is that bullets? What is that?
No, 18650s are the standard lithium-ion batteries.
Right,
They were
we're
both
using those
in
to trade.
cars, but they're
That sounds
also in
rare.
traditional vapes. No, they're fucking everywhere.
Oh, okay.
They're like the most commonly produced battery.
More so than just the coins we have?
What, like button cells?
No, like currency.
I can't. No, because it's about inherent use. Currency only exists because you believe in a structure of society. But if you can trade something that actually has a use, an 18650
It'll be a
battery,
bartering system.
It's actually a useful thing because you can put them in cars. You can put them because they have really high discharge rates, and that's why they're used in loads of things. They're lithium.
Much like the game show that Craig hosted for us on Jingle Jam. We
Yeah.
did it yesterday,
Yeah.
but there was extra value with the point system this time around. I
Right.
felt
It
it,
was,
had
yeah.
heightened value with the fact that it was booster cars, not just points. So same thing applies. The booster cars are
Right.
kind of like the lithium batteries, where it's like I can actually do something with the things I'm accruing. Therefore, I care about the game show more.
Well,
Crazy
obviously,
to look
Pokemon
to.
cards are going to be useful in the apocalypse.
Yeah, we'll be trading
Make a
them
house
like
out of it.
cash. Like
Charizard's
like
still a Charizard.
bottle caps in Fallout
Yeah, yeah.
are Pokemon cards
Yeah,
in our world.
Pokemon cards are
So-
a spiritual thing, really, that you pass down through the generations, and
Like
that
art.
everyone respects a Charizard
Yeah.
spiritually.
Passing them down to the generation.
Whereas
so
currency,
like,
people don't care about that.
No.
You know,
More people recognize a Charizard full art on a gold bar.
exactly.
I reckon.
I think that's true.
I think some people would struggle to
well,
recognize.
so if you're in a room, there's a gold bar on your right, and then there's a
PSA
sealed
1
mint
grade.
PSA 1 grade.
I'm taking the Charizard
Charizard
for sure.
And it's there on the left. Which one are you walking
How big's
out
the
with?
gold bar
And you can
there?
only take one of them.
How big's the gold bar?
Gold bar is
regular gold
What are they
bar.
called? Keeping the-
Troy ounces they use. So 9
what's
Troy
the actual
ounces,
thing
is it?
called? A gold
Talking about
Kukaran
carat?
or something.
Oh, Krugerrand.
Kukaran.
That's a kind of coin from South Africa. So
In,
they used to use the rand.
Arrested, yeah,
And,
right.
yeah,
in
gold
Arrested Development,
Krugerrand.
she had loads of gold Kugarans in her purse.
But yeah, anyway, that's
Just a bullion. What's
What
that
is a
fucking
bullion? a gold bar.
Trapezoid bar thing.
Yeah, a gold bar is going to be worth about 60 grand, I reckon.
All right, I think
I'd take the Charizard.
I think I might walk out. I don't think the Charizard's... Is it going to bring out more money than... Which one's worth more? Because is that what you're working out now?
It's going to keep going up in value, whereas that gold...
Gold's fine. The gold's going to stay its value. I think this is
So
important.
fucking hell, I was completely wrong. Okay, so a 1 kilo gold bar is £69,000.
69k
But a 12.5 kilogram gold bar, which is the one you're thinking of, which is the big traditional trapezoid ones, they're worth £160,000.
160k. So, and how much is a
PSA 1
PSA 1 mint condition Charizard?
PSA 1.
Because if they're even close, you need to figure. We need to know this in case you do stumble across that room and you've seen, a giant gold bar,
about 20 grand,
or just a 20 grand card. What was the one that fucking one of the dickhead Paul brothers sold and got scammed out of? I thought it was like $1 million or something.
Was that? I got scammed out
of the Charizard for like $1 million or something.
Me?
No, not you.
One of the Jake Paul brothers. You're getting scammed out of anything. Fucking,
I don't remember
who's offering you and then scamming you $1 million? You haven't been scammed again, have you?
I think I might have done.
But the good news is you own a small unmapped island off
it was 150k.
PSA 10, not PSA 1.
Yeah, no, there's about 20 grand. It still said that. Like, I think a top.
I thought PSA 1.
Apparently, the value of this specific Charizard rocketed to $420,000. So it would be worth more than that. Not Kookaran. It's
just a 12.5
kilo gold bar.
Yeah,
which
I'd hedge my bets on the Charizard. And I think that's the current price.
You lunatic.
If I saw a gold bar, you'd take the gold bar. Even though
it looks great.
You don't trust that people care about Pokemon in like 50 years' time. You're going to go deal with a dictator and just put a Pokemon card down like, there you go.
PSA 1.
What you could do is shave down that gold bar, make little coins, and then just
start my own currency.
Start your own currency.
But you don't have an official way to shave it down, so you just have to take little bites.
I think it'd be easier.
It's an official way to shave it down. Couldn't get hold of a blade.
If we consider the civilization as a whole, right? Gold is gold, sure. It has a value. Everyone looks at it. That's shiny. Got a nice weight to it. Great. Charizard.
Yeah.
I could form
a whole... also shiny?
Also shiny.
Yeah.
I can make a whole religion about this thing. And the value of that would be priceless. We'd all bow to the Charizard. People would make golden statues of Charizard.
But the Charizard would never turn up.
Well, that's what you think. I'd still have wireless LED technology in my back pocket.
Now you're sort of Deus Ex Machinaing me a bit here.
Why?
Well, because now you're telling me things you got in your pockets that weren't necessarily there.
Oh, wow. You didn't know about the iPhone.
So you know they said like Jesus was coming for like 100 years at least before. So you could be that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be all
Charizard's
the people that successfully ran religions until a guy that fit the description turned up.
There he is, see?
Yeah.
Well, did you know that Jesus died with a Casio watch on?
No way.
I knew that.
So that technology...
Riding a 30,000-year-old frozen baby mammoth.
Was it one with the calculator?
It was the simple... Yeah, it was the one with the calculator. It's solar-powered, so...
Incredible.
He was fine. But you don't see that in the illustrations. You don't see a little kind of Casio watch on...
because they get copywritten. They don't have the permissions to use the rights.
That's why they couldn't decide whether it was in through the wrist or the hands. It definitely wasn't through the wrist because he had a Casio watch on.
Yeah, you don't wear a watch across your palm, do you?
They wouldn't have touched it. They would have left it.
Yeah.
Do you know that his favourite dog was a Chihuahua?
No way.
Was it?
Yep. Named after the Mexican region of Chihuahua.
That's amazing.
He went to Mexico.
Do you think they would have known? Do you know what was their geography like? Do you think at the time? Do you know geography was pretty good?
I thought it was the Middle East area. That was just quite far away.
What was their relationship with America like at the time? Do we know? What was their relationship with America like at the time?
Oh, America! I'm sure it was like.
Which president was it?
Oh, shit.
Do we know?
Bush, I think.
It was one of the Bushes.
I think it was one of the Bushes.
Early Bush.
Obviously Bush Senior, not Junior.
Early.
It's a smart choice.
Extremely early Bush. Yeah.
Because at least you got double the chances to get it right. I always think.
Yeah.
You know?
Go Bush. Or I mean, you could try Clinton. Depends on the question. It really does.
But, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. Someone said he loves tequila as well. Yeah, I mean, he must have been.
He loved Jesus loved tequila.
Jesus loved tequila. He had his Casio watch.
That Last Supper was a fucking madhouse.
And if you look in the painting, there's Patron on the tables.
There is Patron.
What's the glass?
No one zooms in on that bit.
No, they always focus on the red
branding
wine.
Branding laws.
I think,
and also he owned some Crocs as well. So
did he? You couldn't see under the table.
First generation Crocs.
Yeah.
Wow. What are they? Are they crocodiles?
No, I think they were made of crocodile leather. Yeah.
Wow. It's how easy it is to establish a religion and facts which are loosely based on reality.
What facts can you give us about how Charizard lived his life as a man?
He wasn't a man.
He was never a man.
He was always went through 3 stages of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charmander,
Yeah.
obviously.
So you need to turn these into gospels.
Yeah. So Charmander is all about the story of maintaining your light,
Right.
keeping your fire lit through the tough times, through the harsh weathers.
It's Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Charmeleon, which is like you got to deal with your own ego at this point. You think you're stronger, you think you're better, but there's a better form out there for you if you're a good Charizardian. I'm still working out the religious name.
Charizidian.
Charizardian.
There's a greater form out there for you if you deserve it, but right now you're stuck in Charmeleon form.
Chirastafarian?
Chirastafarian's pretty good. That's really good.
Chirastafarian with
It does kind of take the whole of Rastafarianism and bung Char on the front, but
It's a clean slate at that point, though.
Yeah.
Like in the dystopic future, I think we could work with.
But there are on their photographs of people saying that there's like people using like cell phones and stuff, but like these photos are of time periods. Well,
what? There's
of time periods where they're like, this doesn't add up, but this guy's got a phone in his hand.
From what, in a painting?
I've seen things like this.
Yeah, it's
in
like
a painting or in a photo?
Again, like from here onwards, we can't trust any media anymore
No,
because
exactly.
AI
You can't
can make
trust it
this
all.
shit.
No, yeah.
But prior to that, I have heard about this prior to AI imagery being a thing of like, you just see a guy that looks like he's holding a phone in a crowd of something. And you're like, that can't be anything but a phone.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's something else like a notepad.
Facebook convinced time travel is real after cell phone spotted in World War II pic. It's just a guy holding something to his ear, which obviously, if we saw that now, I don't even think we'd double take. But obviously, there is I mean, I don't know how to. I'll link this on the thing.
To his ear
Craig.
to hear if it's rattling.
Exactly, you could be doing anything.
Just like going like,
In
what's
this.
that sound?
I'm sure there's a very easy explanation, but yeah, it's funny that
He could be
looks like-
checking his watch is still ticking by holding it up to his ear.
Also, why would they have? Okay, say that's a time traveler, right?
Yeah.
Why do they have present day's style of phone? Why is it not the one 10 years ago
It's quite
or
hard
10
to
years
tell
from now?
from the image.
Why is there a time traveler from this specific time period
why is it always with
with an
reference to
Apple
that?
iPhone?
That we're aware of.
basically?
Why isn't it from like what way in the future where they're just using?
That is so spurious.
The real
looking
time
at the
traveler in
really
that
spurious,
photo
yeah.
you wouldn't spot basically because they'd be able to blend in perfectly. Why would you use?
We'd
like,
have time travelers from the now, which doesn't make any sense. Why would they use an iPhone?
I think it'd be more shocking
an
if he was just
Android.
like wearing just like like a Nike hoodie and like
A Casio watch.
he's got Yeezys on or something, and it's like, whoa, shit.
Hold on.
When was this fucking photo taken? And obviously, it could have been taken on the set of the latest World War II drama.
This would be an
Who knows?
easy AI genre
Yeah.
of imagery.
What is
where
this? Craig's now put up another image of
A phone.
like a photo. Is that a
That's a Renaissance painting.
1930s?
Oh, no,
There's a
it's-
guy just
that was
looking
only
at a phone.
1930s painting
impressive.
proves time travel exists, as mobile phone is painted in the hands of a person.
If time travel existed and that's the only way you knew, isn't that mundane as shit?
That could just be a notepad, or
And also,
a
it's just
literally a
this
stone
guy is
tablet.
holding up and staring intently into what it looks like like an iPhone. But like, if you wanted to discover that time travel was real, how do you think the best way?
You want to
The most
discover it.
impressive way. Rather than just like, oh, there's a guy on a fucking
Die.
iPhone. Sorry,
die.
Yeah. You want to die to figure out that time travel exists.
existed.
If there are other ways to do things like that in this world, I
was
think
thinking,
I think I would just want to see someone
you'd
like
find
come
out
through
after.
some sort of time portal or something. Whoa, that'd be freaky as fuck.
in like a
that's
full mech suit or like
or just appearing out of nowhere. Just there he is.
Beyond like Chris Angel magic trick style or David Copperfield style, I want it to be a real treat for the eyes.
Oh, you want it to be a spectacle?
A huge spectacle, like the portal thing.
there are some really cool aliens out there that look really cool. Like as in their ships doing all this like you've seen the ones that have the roiling light and color over their over the outside of them. There's like
seen that.
fireballs and there's lots of close up stuff. It looks like the surface of the sun essentially.
Very cool.
Kind of what you're describing. Like portal
Well,
shit.
isn't a lot of that like the camera zooming in too much and it's like the sensor?
So
going
that
nuts.
is one time they think that happened was when there was triangles filmed over a boat, a US boat, and they were filming it through night vision.
Yeah.
And basically the aperture of lenses can affect the shape, the perceived shape of the light coming into it. So that can happen, yes, but I don't think it's every circumstance.
If the opportunity arose, do you think you'd try and travel in time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or would you be too fearful of its consequences and
Fuck
on the rest
that.
of your life?
I'd be quite
'Cause
selfish.
you might not be able to come back to what you just left.
That's true.
So if you're like,
I'd have
well-
to be willing to give it all up.
It's basically you do have to, mentally prepare yourself to lose
But
everything
then I
you
get
have right
painted
now.
in a painting holding my phone up, which would be cool.
I mean,
there's a Rick and Morty style
I'd leave a trail for my
hole that's just appeared in the side of a wall. It's like, yeah, you can go through this and time travel to a time that you want to go to,
Holy shit.
but you will not be able to come back to the exact same place.
That kind of sucks.
And you don't know how it's going to change. You don't know what's going to actually happen. It could be a better situation. You might come back to some sort of crazy utopia, but you don't know.
So you can come back.
Where are you going to go?
Time.
And you can't, I guess it's time. So where in time
I want to be a god, so I'd go back quite far.
You go back, not
Egyptian.
Right, okay.
Pre-pyramids.
I got to tell you, to be a god is probably still extremely hard. It's like trying to be,
But again, I
don't know,
I try and make a
a
spectacle of
god
it.
in this time.
I take all my wireless LEDs.
Right.
That's the best technology we have.
Oh, I see. So you try and woo them with technology that you have now.
They probably get scared of me and try and kill me. But I try and find things that I could benefit you. Like I've got loads of maggots. They break down plastic. You don't know what plastic is yet, but oh my God, in like 2,000 years time. Okay, maybe not that. Guns. I bring guns.
You take weaponry.
Yeah, assault rifle.
I guess that's ultimate power.
If someone comes at me,
how much ammo do you have to take on?
I'd take
it sounds like a nation.
I'd be Rambo'd up.
back then there was less people though.
Less people, sure, but
Would take
you're still going to need a lot more bullets or I'm sure they would just literally throw just like a spear in your face or something.
I'd bring a solar-powered generator.
I'm taking items.
Or like battery thing, so I could recharge my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
And then show off.
And those portable hand chargers we wind up, a wind up radio.
I'd show I'd download the back catalogue of Hat Films VODs.
Yeah.
Show them like Dr. Jesus Trott.
Why are you showing them that for? What's that going to teach him? What education value does that have?
I've been going to remote Amazonian tribes.
Is that you just showing that that's you? This is me. I've overcome things.
I died on the cross.
There you go. Fuck's sake.
He just
co-op Christianity.
He tried to convince them that what's happening in the video really happened. Which, to be fair,
it's in my name.
Visual imagery in the form of a video is magical to somebody from pre-1900s.
Yeah,
I've captured people
it's
in
like,
this
whoa,
tiny
what the
box.
fuck? There's a moving image in
and
your
that's
hand.
me.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like that would spellbind to most people.
But
you would be the new Jesus. I mean, what did he do? Turn water to wine?
He did some stuff we still can't do.
If you piss blood.
Yeah.
He walked on water.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shit that we can't still do that apparently, Jesus did. I mean, obviously we're taking this.
The walking on water thing.
Resurrect.
I've seen shows where they have done something. Resurrecting, yeah.
He resurrected.
I just reckon he just had a low heart rate and stayed inside a cave for a bit.
If the things happen that
adrenaline
he
rushed
said
him.
that has been written about, like let's presume Jesus existed as a person.
It is Christmas time after all.
Yeah, exactly. And let's presume that the descriptions of what was done were done in some approximation, and he wasn't just some sort of really impressive showman who made people think that.
Darren Brown.
You gotta believe it's either. I mean, and you're still a person that's trying to work out a way that isn't just God is real and heaven has powers that is given to this guy. You got to think he's either a time traveler or an alien, right?
No, I don't. I think the populace were probably moronic in
that's what I'm saying.
Comparison
Ruling out them not
right, but like
in comparison to who?
Well, in comparison to today's,
because he's still part of that populace.
Yeah, but like today's knowledge is much better. There's like education systems in place.
So you think he was just the greatest showman at the time?
I think he was probably a really good showman.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's probably the most likely.
Just
thing.
like people like, how did Darren Brown do that
smart.
cool trick? It's like,
he was like the Darren Brown of that age.
Yeah, charismatic and intelligent.
Smart.
What's
on David Blaine?
Convincing. Huh?
Is it David Blaine?
What about David Blaine?
He's a bit of a showman. He tosses cards and they go behind the glass.
How is that possible? I don't know how.
That's Jesus.
But then he also does like weird body stuff. Where he's like,
where he just stays in a crate.
I built up a callus over like 10 years.
To a cave.
Stays in
for a month and then comes out.
He's a survival.
That's a trick. Remember when he went inside the ice for ages?
I do remember that.
A man stayed inside ice, and that was we all applauded
in
it
London.
And watched it. Did the box in London? Everyone was like mooning him and throwing rocks at him,
throwing burgers and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. We're starting to see similarities.
What do you think happens to civilization when time travel does become like standardized? As in like
standardized.
Like imagine if people
controlled you.
So at some point it would. Right. I mean, obviously it's hard to get your head around, and it depends.
Because isn't the idea that if time travel exists, it's existing now and it's happening now?
Yeah.
Right.
Because
if you can travel through time,
paradox is a problem.
Yeah. Because it would have already happened a while ago.
So let's say it has, and you had to
many
do
years in the
something
future as well.
to society or people's perception. Sorry, not society, existence, reality.
To wipe the memory of it.
Yeah, or like everybody who exists within those realities has to be fixed within their realities for a period of time or something, because none of it would make any. There'd be no timelines. You know, everything would just be like what, like.
Yeah.
So maybe that we need to start.
It's more a perception from the individual.
Is it?
That's more about perception of the individual, isn't it? Because an individual can't perceive all of those timelines.
No.
You can only perceive the timeline you're in at one single time.
But say you do the thing you're describing where you step through a portal into another place, another timeline, and it would make sense that it would be a portal or some sort of like plane of change, right? Like, because you'd have to move through space-time to go to something else. You still would have to move according to our... It's very fucking... I mean, I'm nowhere near smart enough or have any of the resources to think about it properly, but
it's okay.
It's very
TV show
interesting.
level. Chris Trott. Sorry.
All right, here we go. So why is time a worm?
Why is it a worm?
It's because we're evolved to only see slices of time existing in the present.
Right.
Whereas time itself is a worm.
Right.
And we're just seeing a single slice of that four-dimensional object. And it just kind of all time exists at the same time.
Okay.
And you're looking at it through, the...
Does it have unlimited bandwidth then? Because in that theory, if everyone's experiencing time at the same time...
Well, people don't know if it then comes back around on itself. Or
why are we traveling one way around the worm then? If the worm is a circle...
It could be a donut, yeah.
Why? Yeah, donut. Why would we be traveling in one particular direction
This is the thing. This is why are humans only experiencing time in a slice that looks in this direction specifically. But yeah.
And what is the implication for that for our existence? Like what does it mean we are? What does it mean we do? And also obviously I'm always searching for reasons things are aliens, but only because reality is mundane and boring. I'm not saying I live my life by the concept that everything we understand and look at is wrong or, there's some grand conspiracy. And I think people are just like, no, it's not that. It's not that. And it does tire me out a little bit when people are like, that's ridiculous. No, don't look for answers. Look for alternative reasons. I'm not saying
sounds ridiculous.
I'm not saying live your life by them. Okay, I'm not saying find reasons vaccines are bad and then don't take them and make sure nobody around you don't take them. I'm not saying do that. And I think a lot of people associate like trying to think of other reasons or other ways things are the way they are.
Have you seen the new thing people are pissed off about? The milk thing.
Raw milk.
The feature. No, not just raw milk, but like milk that has something called Bovaer in or something. So, which is the Arla product.
To reduce the methane production of the animals. Yeah.
And
stops them farting.
It's kind of crazy how the reaction of that is, because look at the chemicals in every single product you ever touched or eaten, or pesticides used in farms and stuff. It's like the uproar just from someone talking about or mentioning something that they're unfamiliar with slightly. Yeah. And then they're willing to boycott it to that degree. It just shows you how fucking dumb people are.
Yeah,
and just how reactive people can be to something that's just like, what's in fucking Coke?
Yeah,
people are like drinking that like it's nothing. Like
Also,
what's in any of these things we're consuming that somebody else has had?
I don't believe there's fucking Coke Zero caffeine free, and it's like
just drink water.
on the can with our current way that we describe the health of this product is our traffic light system with carbs, fats, etc.
Simplified,
sugars. It's all fucking green. So it's like, this is a nothing product, but it very much tastes of something. And there's lots of stuff in it. How can it be considered a green product?
But it's all green, Trott. So that must be healthy, right?
If anything, there should be a bar next to it that's showing you what chemicals are in it and what chemicals they...
But it's just like, we need to revisit maybe the traffic light system, because these companies are finding ways around.
Oh, yeah. I said that about the Tic Tacs. Not the aliens. Sorry, I got you excited a bit. Sorry, I saw his eyes widen slightly. No, the Tic Tacs, the rule that they had, technically they're allowed to say they're sugar-free because each Tic Tac weighs under the amount of sugar that you're allowed to put in a product before you say there's sugar in it. So they're allowed to say sugar-free, which is fucking nuts when it's all sugar.
I just don't eat Tic Tacs.
I don't eat Tic Tacs, but like, I'm just saying, companies will find a way around these.
I think
regulations.
Honestly, if you're not eating, I mean, I know it's not possible to do. I really do. But if you're not eating whole foods that you can understand how they were made, how they were created, where they've got from being grown or being raised, and then you eating it, you've got to presume that you're doing damage to yourself. Like that, that's and then that's all. That's and then make your choices. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a cheeseburger. Like, you know, I'm not preaching here, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going around thinking that
one chemical or that
yeah,
one
like
thing
it's
is wrong.
okay to drink soft drinks that don't have sugar in it, or
Yeah.
you know, if you like, it's okay to eat like just all the things that are not natural, real things. Your body finds difficult to process, and it will eventually increase your chances of getting ill. But I think most people know that.
I don't wonder how long that car's reversing for. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
it was
That's a
going-
long
it was
reverse.
Sorry, that's my
Yes.
MSG delivery.
It was coming out
50
entirely.
kilograms of MSG.
Fucking
Well, actually,
hell.
MSG isn't even as bad as they thought it used to be. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, for me, that all falls under the same umbrella of like, well, yeah, obviously.
Why
Yeah,
not-
as in,
but
like,
actually,
don't
I'm
eat and
more
drink
confused
shit,
by
otherwise it's going to damage you.
people being outraged by one thing and not like everything else. It's just like
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Well, also, because
the same with
that's
like, the
good
whole
for that's good for climate change as well. That
Well, yeah.
particular example where we're
Exactly,
reducing
yeah.
the amount of greenhouse gases that
Then like, oh, they're
dairy
sneaking
emit.
these products in. It's like sneaking what in?
It's
When
the
have you
only
ever
way-
had a conversation with people putting these products together and said, "Oh, can we all vote on what's going in?" It's like
It's only
that's
because you've
never
been-
been the case.
It's just because they've been made aware of that, and
Yeah.
their fear has been struck.
Yeah.
But going
Maybe-
back to the time travel thing,
Yeah, go back to time travel. Yeah,
obviously, you know, you're giving up your current life for
yeah,
it.
yeah, you're giving
so
up.
my aim is to be cheeky where possible, get in a photo, show a Casio watch just in the corner a little bit.
You get the Casio watching.
I'd do some winking, like for paintings and stuff, and then in my pocket, oh, what's that in there? There's a piece of
Peeking out.
technology.
It's a Casio
an
watch.
iPhone.
iPhone.
I'd allude to it and then leave messages for my current family and friends,
Yeah.
so that by the time they see this painting, they're like, "Oh my god, I know who that is," because there's a whole story there.
So you're looking for the ultimate gotcha moment.
The big and the last one is a painting where I'm like,
Holy
But it's a-
fuck. Sistine Chapel.
time travels.
He's on the roof, Sistine Chapel.
What product do you think would be the best thing to show though? That exists now that you could go back and
the Oculus Quest 3.
the 1800s.
Just-
An
yeah.
Oculus. An Oculus.
I think so, because like you put it on, you can go to a different planet
Yeah.
and show them things in 3 dimensions.
Yeah.
Like that's the most visual, like there's no barrier to entry there.
Yeah.
You just put this on, I'm going to show you space.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And in the experiential element of it as well, like it
Yeah.
puts that person in that place. It's similar to a screen in that you share an experience on that screen. But yeah, no, I agree actually.
I suppose showing
It's
but the
quite
thing
a
is also
useful
just
thing for
I
it.
mean, even going back to when we were growing up, the idea of having that much imagery in a pocket
Yeah.
to lift into your hands and then I think that would be impressive in itself. So
True.
literally a glass
Phone. Yeah.
that's showing moving pictures on it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't really demonstrate that in a still image that you have to sit for God knows how long back then.
But I think VR is just a little above that. 'cause
Yeah.
It's like you can walk around a thing, and it's like it's not there, but it is. And I'm seeing it.
You're not going to fit
I'm
VR in your
immersed by
pocket
it.
though, mate.
No.
So unless
Right,
you're going in VR.
So it has to go in my pocket.
Well, you have to be
I
in a
can't
whole,
take a backpack of
Yeah,
goodies.
I guess you can, but even then you need a laptop, I guess,
Yeah.
that runs it.
I'd wear Yeezys.
Yeezys, yeah.
Some of the dates me.
Yeah.
It's like that couldn't have been made in any other time than the
They look
modern
like,
era.
I mean, even now people say they look like space shoes, don't they? So
Yeah. what's a material that like carbon fiber?
carbon
I'd
fiber.
have
Yeah.
a carbon fiber motorcycle helmet.
Right, nice. Okay.
So I'd
There's a
look-
lot of things. Yeah, this is
Full leathers.
a helmet seems like a recommended thing to go anywhere. If you're going into a portal,
Can I drive like a Harley Davidson through
Through
the
it.
portal?
probably.
Or a super bike?
I don't know where you're going to end up. You might just end up in masses of ocean and then just die.
Or like
That would suck if you had no idea what. You can't just peek your head through. You have to go through fully,
Yeah.
and you just end up. Oh, you're in the Mariana Trench. Good luck.
or I'm dying underground because of like the sea level
Yeah.
of the current area that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because like Time Team, they dig up stuff, right?
Right.
And
Well, I
everything's
imagine there'd be more land, if anything.
There would be, I guess, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know how it works.
Depends on where you. I don't know where you've gone. Where have you gone?
If you want my answer as to what time period I'd go back to, it'd be the Carboniferous period where there were giant fucking insects everywhere.
Be so
'Cause you-
oxygenated.
Why?
Because
Why do you want to go there?
It'd be metal as fuck. It'd be like being sucked into Jumanji.
Yeah.
You'd be like, because I believe that any form of time travel, especially in the way that we were describing it earlier, how badly, like, you know, Trott going back. I mean, we're going to get ill. We're going to get sick, like real quick, probably die. You know, like
Yeah.
we are. We're,
So you'd rather go and visit the giant insects?
I'd go somewhere that was so
I
extreme.
could take a first aid kit from Boots though.
Oh, that's good.
Might get you through a day
Does it
or
have any
two.
penicillin in there?
You should
But,
get.
But
some-
yeah,
get
no,
some
I would go
penicillin.
somewhere really crazy, or alternatively to like the beginning of time. Like, you know, like imagine you stepped
you could
through
go
a
back to the
just
start.
saw creation happening. as much as you could.
You need to be in a spacesuit.
In a secure bubble.
Yeah.
And you're there at the beginning.
Yeah.
Would it do you think it would feel as slow as it feels like?
Oh yeah, it'd be
things, because obviously we look out of space. That's technically still moving at the speed of which it was like flown
you need
out.
Something
there,
to anchor you.
You could speed it up. I mean, you're already a time traveler, and if you're time traveling, the prevailing theory would be you'd be in a warp
bubble. All that's opened is a panel in the wall. You've got no control.
It's just a hole in the wall, and you walk through, and then you're in a different time.
Yeah. I don't know how you're controlling that, man.
Right.
So if you're going, just take me to the beginning of time, and then you're like, I'm
vacuum of space dead.
I'm in the vacuum of space. I'm in nothing.
You got a glimpse.
I'd like to go to nothingness, please.
Got a glimpse for a second.
Shit, there's nothing here.
And you don't die, but you do have to wait real time to get back to your current, your current time.
Oh my god, this is going to feel like billions of years.
Why'd I go so far back?
This is taking ages.
Yeah, you the glory of not aging or changing state in any form, but you just have to watch.
You gotta wait.
Sit through 13 point however many
watch
billion
all of
years.
Mistakes.
And just,
But man, he's not even come around yet. It's like,
still giant insects. Fucking weird.
Galaxies are still forming.
9-foot centipedes. Too
centipedes. Big. Creatures at all to begin with.
Oh, right.
You got billions of years before you even get
to the centipede age.
Those volcano-like jets. That's where life formed, wasn't it?
Volcanic vents.
The vents, yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
The single-cell organisms came from. Anyway, speaking to our single-cell organism audience out there.
Yeah, hello.
Dumbasses.
Single brain cell.
Are any of you time travelers? If so, you have to tell us.
Just a little gotcha moment would be nice. If you could just send in tech from your time, that would be great.
Yeah, start releasing images of you in random places, just holding up like
technology that's
any technology that's kind of bizarre, or even if stuff that is like a McDonald's toy, from featuring Woody from Toy Story. If you saw that in World War II, but what the fuck, have they based it off of that? Maybe they have. Then you start kind of questioning where that came from.
Wait, you saw Woody in World War II?
Someone's holding a Woody toy from Toy Story, the 1994
film. I think that's more plausible because that kind of toy would probably exist.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking maybe it
Buzz
would
Lightyear
exist.
toy.
It should be Buzz. It has to be Buzz Lightyear.
It has to be Buzz Lightyear.
Very advanced.
I think if there was a painting,
but then you would just question that it was stolen.
I think the only way for us to be, because of AI imagery and stuff, if you were to look at a picture of someone, they'd have to hold up an orb like this, and you could infinitely zoom into that orb. And it goes into a galaxy or something like that. Or it's like beyond a picture at this point. They're holding up a technology that, even though it's in a picture,
information capsule.
You can look into that infinitely.
But the weird thing is, you have to crack it open, rack it up on a table, and do a line before
you do a line of it. Yeah.
It's. I had an idea about this for D&D about
cocaine,
slow release memories. So it's like a extended release memory. So you take a tablet at the beginning of the day, and then throughout the day, as the character, you roll on a table. It's a bit like the wild magic system. And you see what kind of memory's been unlocked by the medicine you've taken that morning.
So you've had suppressed memories.
Yeah, no, you take somebody else's memories.
Oh, you're taking
so
other
like you would
memories.
go into a shop, like an alchemist store, and in each of the bottles they have. It's a little bit like
British Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
Let's take their memories.
Yeah. Well, this person died, but basically it's more of like a time-based skill system. So you take it and then you'd eat it, and it might give you some information, but then also you'd be like, I can do a fireball now.
I see. I know kung fu.
Yeah, it bestows information on you over time.
Cool, that's a cool idea.
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe that.
What if you could create those little worlds, but there's actually an existing life in there?
It's like Men in Black. The end.
Like in Men in Black, I guess.
Or
the marbles.
Rick and Morty's
the
micro life. Yeah, but it's like also in Black Mirror. Yeah, where he puts heads inside the AI.
Oh, I thought about the fridge.
But then they're an actual like a living sentient thing. Do you think would you ever make one if you had the opportunity and just make it live there?
Yeah,
if you knew it was actually like there's life in there and they don't want to be trapped in there, but you've just made them.
You'd have to be able to enjoy it, wouldn't you? Like you can't cuddle an orb.
No.
But like if you could get involved with them and be like,
get down there.
I want to see what you're doing. But that would be incredible.
But that's one of the episodes is where they play video games with all of those people around them, and then they just go, all right, I'm done now, and they all stay there. and they just have to exist in that state for a bit. And they're like, okay, well, when are they coming back? Are they gonna?
It's like Toy Story, isn't it?
Yeah.
You then have to deal with the moral quandary of entrapping souls, essentially. Or like,
It's quite the quandary, isn't it? To trap one's soul unconscious within a immovable pebble.
Yeah.
Yes, Ross, you've just... I mean, it's a good idea.
I was asking if you would do that.
No, I don't think I would. No, I don't think I would.
Enough.
I would.
You would, yeah.
Trott would.
How many souls?
As many as I could fit.
A World Full of Souls.
Yeah.
The title of Chris Trott's next book, coming out December.
Would you kill somebody to extend your life by 50 years?
Definitely.
You can't hear it,
Well, it
but
depends,
Ross
because-
is nodding.
I don't know if I would, because extended by 50 years from, do you know when I'm going to die?
From when you're
Because if you
expected
said, "Oh, you're going to die tomorrow,"
Yeah.
From
I'd be
when
like,
you're
"Yeah,
expected to
okay."
die.
But if it was like, "Oh, you're going to be decrepit at like in your late 90s," but you could just extend that for another 50 if you
I
want.
mean, 50
It's
from
like,
now,
I'm okay.
that's like 86.
Yeah,
Which
but
is
like,
not that good.
What was that vampire film with...
but like, unless you
Interview
unless it
with a
regenerated you. You're not going to have a high quality 50 years from killing someone, are you?
You
You're
kill
going to be a
someone-
bit fucking decrepit.
You can kill someone and you stay this youthful.
Okay,
For 50
well,
years.
we're changing the rules, and yes,
Remember Daybreakers,
that's
Ross?
my answer. Yeah,
Daybreakers.
I know of it.
It had
don't think I've seen it.
Ethan Hawke in it and William Dafoe.
Ethan Hawke.
And it's basically a world where I thought it was really good. Daybreakers is a 2009 American-Australian sci-fi action horror. Basically, it takes place in a futuristic world where the world is overrun by vampirism and centers around vampiric corporations which set out to capture and farm the remaining humans while researching a substitute for human blood. So what you would get to is, going down that road, is this situation where you're looking for a new patsy to shoot to give you another 50 years.
Yeah.
And you're going to get corporations that literally... It gets pretty dark, as you can imagine.
It was released on the 11th of September 2009,
Oh, wow.
which is 3 months before our 15th year anniversary.
Yeah, which we are now celebrating.
Yeah, it's come full circle. Time is a worm. Thank you
Time
for
is a worm.
listening today, everybody. We've covered the length and breadth of everything
Time
our
travel.
vast minds could cover today.
Yeah.
We hope we've filled your brain with lots of juicy thoughts about time travel. And if you do see a portal, just think about what technology you want to bring with you.
Yeah, and if you watch this online, I don't know what version you saw, but it's probably shorter than the version that's available for the audio listeners.
You might want to listen
check
to the
that
audio
out
one.
if you want more. I think we just talked about coffee machines.
It was mostly a coffee machine chat. But if you want to see the whole, listen to the whole thing.
I don't
it's
know
on.
how this is going to look in terms of an intro for the video, but we'll see.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our supporters as well for keeping us alive. Don't forget, there's a whole new feature out there called Greenlight. Greenlight.hatfilms.co.uk, where you can use your membership once a month to help fund projects, cool projects that we can make. So you actually have some agency on where your money goes. So thank you very much for supporting us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.